G'day everyone, and welcome to another episode of Baggers Chat. Ethan here to review our Good Friday win over the North Melbourne Kangaroos. Carlton 16-11-107 and North Melbourne 11-18-84. So we are still undefeated, very, very undefeated. But I think as a Carlton community, I think we're keeping it low key. We're quite satisfied with it, but there's definitely still room for improvement, and that's a great sign. We're learning while winning, so it's just good to be undefeated, and I think it's our best start since 1995. And you know what happened that year, but I'll keep a lid on it right now. But in my initial thoughts of the game, first of all, the first half was a very slow first half from our boys. I felt like North Melbourne were on top for a majority of that first half. We just couldn't get our flow going, our attacking game. I thought we were holding up pretty well down back, but it was just that slow ball movement. We kind of saw a lot in that round one clash against the Tigers and in bits and pieces against the Giants. So it was a little bit frustrating in the first half, but we kept with them, and it was only a 2-point deficit heading into half time. So our response, absolutely perfect. I think at half time we were all extremely I wasn't extremely worried. I thought we would get the win, but the way we responded, I think we kicked the first 8 goals of that third since half time. If you kick the first 8 goals or so it was a massive response. They all lifted our game. We were moving the ball quicker. You could tell that Vossi probably gave him a spray, to be honest, at half time. I thought we were very slow, but response was fantastic. That's the Carlton we know. Bang, 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 putting goals on the board. The mid started to win clearances. We're getting the ball quicker to Harry and Charlie when they had their mismatches down back, with North Melbourne having Zeeble, Bonner, and Core as their kind of key backs for the day, and the response was superb from the boys. Touching on Harry and Charlie, the twin towers up front, 10 snags between them. I picked Harry for 7. For me, he's probably my best on, but 4 goals for him, and Charlie kicking 6 goals is just fantastic. And that's what you wanted, and that's what we got. So, they did their job. But it's a dream having those two up forward, and giving themselves space as well the other day. I think a lot of critics were saying that they kind of get in each other's way, and I thought I kind of agree with them at some stages during the first 3 rounds. I thought they were kind of not having that separation, not allowing each other to fly at the ball. So I thought they worked extremely well. Both of them went up the field and got their own footy as well. So it was fantastic to see. On our defence, our 2 key pillars, Weeders and Youngie, they just had no impact. Their North Melbourne tall forwards. I know Larky looked like he was had a little bit of an injury early on in the game. I think it might have been his hip. He wasn't moving particularly well, but Weeders handled him very well, and Youngie's just having a superb start to the season, and he probably is one of the most informed key defenders in the comp, and that's not just being biased. I think if you look at the stats, he's been phenomenal, and his ball use this year has just improved as well, both feet. It's just fantastic to see. And my final initial thought is draftees once again showing why they are in this best 22, Hollands and Cowan. And you look at Hollands, and the wing role is incredibly tough, and to be able to play that well in your first four games, and his running numbers, I think he had 16.1 Ks on the ground. He was number 1 on the ground again, like he was in the first 3 games. So it's fantastic. And Lockie Cowan has just been seamlessly fit into this team, and he had 9 touches with 100% efficiency. So it's just fantastic to see. So I'll get on to the more individual basis right now. Harry Mackay silenced his critics. He's had some critics over the first 3 rounds, and he did struggle. He has struggled to put it on the scoreboard, but on the weekend he knew he had the opportunity to put, the goals through the big sticks with the North Melbourne having their, key backs out. So Harry's stat line, 16 disposals, 14 marks, 4 goals, 11 score involvements, and 17 pressure acts. Just a superb game. 14 marks is just unbelievable. He's almost got the best hands in the competition when he gets going, and when he flies to the ball, you can just hear the crowd get up and about. And a lot of the work off the ball as well, using his speed for pressure. As you can see, 17 pressure acts for a big fella is phenomenal. And he had his 4 goals and almost had a fifth with that weird miss from the goal square, which was quite unbelievable. It's almost harder to miss from there than kick the goal. But apart from that, Harry was superb. Mitch McGovern, this guy, I rate him very, very highly. He's incredibly important for us. He cops a bit of unwarranted hate, I think, just due to the price tag. Obviously, it was frustrating, the last few years he couldn't get on the park, but it's good to see that he's getting a bit more continuity. Obviously, he came off late in the game for a cork in his hamstring or quad, but I think it's all good there. But his stat line, I think 27 disposals, that is phenomenal at 82%, which is 19 kicks, 6 marks, and 563 metres gained from Mitch. And he's just showing why we've put trust in him. And he's really, like last year, he's seamlessly got into that back line, and he's incredibly gifted in terms of his athleticism, fly to the ball, and his ball use is superb. He takes on risks, which is what I like. And sometimes it doesn't come off, but if it does come off, it really breaks open the game for us offensively, and it showed in that second half. He'd take on these kicks, and then where really all systems going forward. So another fantastic performance by Mitch, and hopefully the cork isn't too much. Onto another young fella in his second year, Jesse Motlop. We've been touching on the smalls. They've been fantastic the last couple of weeks. Obviously, he's missing this week with a slight hamstring strain, I believe. And Durds has been great since he'd come back in round 2, who also had a good game on the weekend. But I'll just touch on Jesse Motlop. 13 touches, 4 marks, 3 tackles, 2 goals. And might I add, 2 fantastic goals outside 50. That first one, I had to stand up for that one because that got the crowd roaring. There's nothing better than the navy blue roar. But Jesse Motlop, 19 years old, and he's just coming to his own, and it's just fantastic to see. He's going to be a star of the future. It's just showing how good our draft strategies have been in the last 2 years. Obviously drafting Durds, Motlop last year, and Carroll, I think he'll be okay. He was the sub on the weekend. And then obviously you've got Hollands, Cowan, and then Jackson Binns in the 2s currently, who's looking the goods. And I think he will definitely get a game maybe later in the season or very soon. He had 28 and 2 in the 2s, but Jesse Motlop, superb. Our final kind of final player I'll focus on, is Paddy Cripps, and specifically the second half. I thought he struggled in the first half, as most of us did, but that second half he broke open the game for us. In the second half, this is his second half stats: 18 disposals, 14 contested possessions, 6 clearances, 2 marks, 3 tackles, 2 inside 50s, and 15 pressure acts. Superb from the captain. That's what good players do. If they're a little bit down in the first half, you want them to lift, and geez, he definitely lifted. And his contribution really led us to that patch in the third and fourth quarter where we really killed the game. I think we killed the game in that third quarter, and that was credit to the work from him and the other mids. I thought Chera was solid. I thought Fish was great in that second half. He lifted as well. Doc in there in that second half where he rotated with Hewitt. I think Hewitt was more on the half back in that second half, which is just showing the coaches, they've got a few things up their sleeve this season if things aren't particularly going well in a certain quarter or half or a period of a game. So it's just fantastic to see. Now onto a more negative thing. Harry Mackay. Unfortunately, we've got another person charged in the MRO. He's charged with striking by the match review officer. So he's been offered a 1 week ban. I think that was on the hit on Sheasel late in the last quarter. It's a little bit of an annoying one. He could have avoided it. It was a bit careless, but honestly, if you're getting reported for that, like, he got him in the shoulder. It was a shoulder head. He didn't mean to hit him. I think it'll be low impact, and I think he will be playing against the Crows. I think we have to appeal that. But that'll be interesting in the next coming days, and obviously I'll touch on that in the preview of the Crows clash for Thursday night. And finally, best player on the ground, the same bloke, Harry Mackay, superb on the night. Obviously had the 4 goals and 14 marks. That's his bread and butter. Balls in the air. When he's one-on-one, he's hardly getting beaten. His aerial ability, his aerobic ability to run around the ground, he's superb, and hopefully he can build on that performance. And hopefully, fingers crossed, he's playing in the gather round clash against the Crows and builds on that and kicks a few more against them. But finally, Walshy, Bam Bam and Akers will be back with his Crows clash. Obviously, I'll touch on that in the preview in the next couple of days. But that's 3 massive wins from a team who's looking the goods right now and obviously undefeated. 3 wins, a draw, and obviously sitting second on the ladder behind the Saints, who we actually face in a couple of weeks. But another good performance. There's still plenty of room for improvement. We're keeping a lid on it, but we're undefeated. We're going to be second at the end of this round, which is superb. Above Collingwood, which is fantastic. That's always a good time when Collingwood loses and the Blues win. But finally, thanks for you guys for all the support in the recent videos. Pato's still lapping it up in the States. He'll be back probably after the Saints clash. So you're going to be stuck with me for the next couple of weeks. But make sure you like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram. We're posting a lot on there. We're quite active on there. If you can't watch a video episode, we're on Spotify as well. So if you drive to work or drive home, make sure you listen. And yeah, happy Easter to everyone. I'm currently filming this on Easter Sunday. It should be up on Easter Sunday night if all things go well. But just to wrap it up the bag is...